Hello there. Welcome to this data transformation session. In this session, we'll be looking at how we can quickly separate data that are joined together. If we take a critical look at this ship date and other dates, you realize that it was joined by the dash sign, right? We have the year, the month, and the day. So we would like to separate them. For instance, this column, say column B, the ship date, into three independent column where we have the year, we have the day, we have the month. Okay, so we can have ease of analysis. So although we can achieve that here on the spreadsheet, but it will be easier and most efficient if we take it to our Power Query editor. So we are going to use a method of getting data into the Power Query editor, the same method we used in our previous tutorial. So to get this data into our Power Query editor, we'll head to the data tab. Then in the get and transform data group, we'll click on from table and range. That is to say, we want to get our data into Power Query from a table or range. So we click on it. So now we have this. You see that because I highlighted the B column, I only have the B column here on where is the data for your table. So, but I want this to reflect both columns, A and B. I want to take A and B to the Power Query editor. So I'll always make sure I check my table has headers, because it definitely does have headers, order date and ship date. Okay. So I click on OK. It creates the table, then automatically loads the Power Query editor. So we have the Power Query editor loaded now here. Okay. So if you see, we have the order date and the ship date. Okay. So what we need to do now is actually to split the column. We want to split the ship date into three columns. Okay. So we will go to our transform tab on the Power Query editor. Then under text column, we'll click on split column. Okay. Now you have different ways you can split a column, but we'll be splitting a column by a delimiter. A delimiter is signs or space tabs that are used to join elements of data. Okay, so we click on the delimiter. All right, we say we want to separate this column by a delimiter. So now automatically it picks the forward slash sign as the delimiter that's there. Remember what I said, we can have more different types of delimiter. For instance, colon, comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, tab, and so on and so forth. The @ sign, and the space, and so on can act as delimiter. So once we pick the delimiter, okay, that is separating our data, we make sure, as far as we want to split, I said we're going to split into three columns, right? So to do that, we have to split them into the three elements that make up this date. So therefore, we are going to check each occurrence of the delimiter. That is to say, we want to separate this data at each occurrence of the delimiter. Okay. So once that is done, we go ahead and click OK and see our you see it split. Okay. Now we have three columns, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is, we have here the ship day. We can double click to rename this. We have the ship day. Okay, then the second column, we double click on this to rename it. We have ship month. Then when it comes to this column, you see we have some timestamp here, and because of that, we have the year and the timestamp. But we can take out the timestamp by separating this column as well, this ship date column as well. We can remove the timestamp. Okay, so to remove the timestamp, we'll identify what kind of delimiter we have between the date and the timestamp. We have ship year, between the year and the timestamp. Okay, and the delimiter we have is the space delimiter. Okay, So we'll repeat the process again. Go to split column, separate by delimiter, okay? And now you see it identified the colon because we have colon separating the timestamp, okay? So but between the year and the timestamp is a space. So we'll make sure we say we want space, okay? Then we go ahead and say, okay, you see, we have our year and the timestamp separated. So we don't want the timestamp. We are going to click on the column with the timestamp, right click and say remove column. So it's removed. So we have our ship here. We double click and rename. Okay, so that is fine. You see, this have been separated. Okay, so congratulations. So now what we need to do is to load it back to our workbook. We go to home, we say close and load, and we have it loading. All right, so it's been loaded successfully. We see we have the ship day, the ship month, and the ship year. This way, it will be easy for us to know the number of years. See, we have from here now, we can filter between 2010 and 2017, as well as the ship month. We can have between 1 to 12 because we have 12 months. And then for the ship day, we can have 1 to 31. Okay. So congratulations. See you in the next tutorial.